when did you have your NWA World Title match with Ric Flair? Was that before or after?
That was after. That was in. I think it was in New York, Long Island, one of the raceways, and also I wrestled him in. Let me see. I believe it was Rhode Island. 2 times I worked with him for the belt. He was great. Rick is. He has great ring psychology, and that's what it takes to really get in there and be able to work with anybody, anytime. I mean, he can go in the ring with you and make you look like $1 million, or he can make you look like nothing. You're as good as the guy you're working with. And if he tried to make me look like nothing, he would end up looking like nothing, because, you know, it's give and take. But a lot of guys go out there and they're scared to death because Ric Flair, you know. And Ric Flair, just like you and me, he's just out there to do a job, man. And do it easy as he can, get the crowd over, get the job done, make the people happy, and go home, you know.
And there's a pretty funny story in your book. I guess a few nights before one of your matches against Ric Flair, somebody entered the dressing room that was supposed to wrestle you that night.
Oh, yeah. That was out in Rhode Island also. He come through the dressing room, and the poor kid come up, and Rick was there, and let me see, I believe Dory Funk was there, and several other. We was all back there talking, and this guy come in and says, "I need to see Dr. D." And the referee said, "Doc, this guy wants to see you, man." And I said, "Yeah, who is he?" He said, "He's working with you tonight." "Oh, really? Okay, tell him to come back here." So I stepped back about 4 or 5 feet from everybody, and he said, "Doc, I just want to tell you my family's here. You know, I'd like to have at least 50% of the match, and you know, because I want to look good in front of my family, and then I'll do what I got to do." I said, "Who the hell? Who are you?" And he said, "Well, that's what I want. Here's what you want." And I hit him, and his head hit the locker, and he come back, and I back slapped him like Matt Dillon does, you know, the back head on his face. And Ric Flair said, "Oh shit, he got one now." And every time I'd hit him, he'd hit the locker, and he'd take 2 feet back, and I'd run and hit him again. Now it done come to fist, you know, hitting him every time. He was bleeding all over, and I beat him all the way into the next dressing room, and took his bag, throwed him out of the dressing room, throwed him out. Never seen him again. Never heard of him again.
So I guess you had a substitute match.
Yeah, he didn't want to come back to the ring no more. He, you know, and of course Vince told me a lot of times, you know, he would tell me to go out and hurt guys that was running their mouth, and he'd say, "David, put this guy out for a while." "Well, how long?" "Oh, 3 months, or permanently." I mean, what do you want me to do? He just put him out. I don't want him in the business. He don't need to be in the business. He's out here talking to kids in the neighborhood. He's taking razor blades and cutting himself and telling them it's all fake because he's not good enough to be a wrestler, and he want them to look up to him, young kids. I said, okay. And I'd go out, and as soon as we hook up, I'd headbutt him, both his eyes closed up, and then I'd take him down, separate his shoulder, and fall on his knee, dislocate his knee. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it's part of the business. Yeah. This guy didn't need to be in the business.
And that was common. It still happens, actually.
It happens all the time, and people don't realize, because hey, it don't take.
Pro wrestling.
That's right. It don't take, but well, hey, it takes from here to here.
Yeah.
The way you know, this is okay. That is not. That won't give. And break in a minute, you know, just like the knee. One to give, one won't.
Yeah.
And you know that. I just, you know, trying to let these people know that.